YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV. Tim Westwood TV, up at capital X. Swizz Beatz, Swizzy, baby.
What's up, King?
Zone.
We yes.
There.
Zone.
Now, first things is we need to talk about the new album.
Poison.
Yo, you stay working, man.
Yeah, like, it's a different type of zone now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, it's, you know, some cats, like, take it easy. You stay grinding.
I took it easy on the music for a second, but didn't really take it easy as far as working. But, like, wanted to step away for a second, diversify my portfolio and business, and just add different things to where I don't have to just depend on music for my lifestyle and my family lifestyle. We went out there, 11-year break since this album.
Well, 11 years is a long time, family.
Yeah.
11 years is a long time, man.
But now I'm not. Now I'm gonna make up for it in a big time way. So this is Poison is one of 4 projects coming consecutive back to back.
Serious?
Yeah.
So you went away and thought of a master plan, is what you're trying to tell us.
Absolutely.
And what is that master plan? 4 albums, like.
Yeah, but not just 4 albums, right? So my next album is an R&B album, right?
What artists? New artists?
New artists that you're familiar with, and up-and-coming artists as well.
Crazy.
Right? Then after that is...
we don't really associate you with that R&B flavor.
Yeah, but I produce everyone from Beyonce on down.
Exactly.
Right? But
and some of those are my favorite Beyonce joints.
Yeah, so it's like Imagine we focused on the DNA of Swizz, right? So it's hip-hop with Poison, pure hip-hop. Lyricism, craft,
hard beats,
hardcore tracks. Yeah. Then you go to Beauty and the Beats, where it's, you know, the R&B side of Swizz, where it's just a vibe. Then I'm gonna give you Return to the Showtime, which is all anthems, all energy,
all classics.
Yeah, just energy, not even just energy. So imagine if Uproar and Party Up had a baby. That's Return to the Showtime.
What would that bastard be called?
Yeah, it would be called Return to the Showtime.
Oh, for real? Showtime,
right?
fam.
Return to the Showtime. And then after that is Global Mindset.
Now, what is that?
That's with all of the global artists from Burna Boys, you name it, that I've worked with. And then we're going to start all over again. Poison 2, you know.
So these are your cycles, but the gaps won't be 11-year break. This is like non-stop now.
No, so like once I start the cycle, it goes all the way into Global Mindset, and then I reset and come back with Poison 2, Beauty and the Beats 2, Return to Showtime 2.
Sounds you in a great place, baby. Back in the studio where you belong.
Yeah, I even got a studio in the car.
In the car?
Yeah, in the car.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I could have brought the machine up here. We could have this what?
So you're just making beats like that?
Yeah.
Same way, baby.
Just because it's like an exercise. It's like regaining that muscle memory.
Yes.
Right, and then regaining it in a way where I'm really competing with my older self. Right, so my newer self.
Do you find that legacy is like putting you under pressure to work hard and to match your legacy, man?
No, I think my kids did though, right? Because my goal is to be like in my kids' top 5, right? But what I've done already, I like it, and I'm grateful for it, but I haven't started yet. Like I'm just now starting, like with the Poison album. Shows the discipline on the Poison album, right? Because I could have had crossover tracks. I took all of it, anything that felt like it was too big that was going to compromise people paying attention to the lyrics, paying attention to the craft. It just, you know, it had to go.
Because that was the wrong album for it.
Yes.
Put it on Showtime, The Return.
Yeah, put some on Showtime.
Exactly.
Put some on Beauty and the Beats, Global Mindset, and have curated bodies of works so that my audience know exactly what they're getting every time. So this is round 1, right? So round 1, they're like, wow, okay. Then by the time Poison 2 come out, they know exactly
what you're doing,
what they're gonna get. But I have to sacrifice and not do the obvious, right? The obvious is to get everyone that's number 1 right now, and then put them on a bunch of songs and act like I did something.
Yeah, and I have an album which is just all over the place.
Yeah, I couldn't come back after 11 years.
Because this is a hard street album to ride out to.
Yeah, you could play it up from beginning to end. Yeah, it's
hard. It's for riding out to, fam.
Yeah, man.
And I respect that, man.
Thank you.
And that's what we come to love and know and respect from you, man. Showtime
is
obviously going to be, you know, The Return is going to be my joint.
That's going to be where you're going to like. It's going to be. I almost, you know, it's discipline, right? Because I almost want to skip right to it, but I think I want to give them this R&B conversation first, before we mess the party up.
Like the lull before.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit of love, then we're going to trash the whole
Exactly.
room. Right? And then we're going to get on an airplane and just go to another country and just
Do you,
set up
man?
shop there. Yeah.
Sounds an amazing place. I mean, we love the album. Like, the joint with Wayne.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're grateful for you bringing Wayne back.
Thank
you. When was that Carter 5 joint done?
Like a few days before the album was turned in.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so relieved to hear that. I didn't want to hear it was 5 years ago.
No,
I didn't want to hear that.
That was like, I was going out there to help vibe with his album with Mac Main, who's his main guy. And then I already gave him the track, but it was already, he did the whole thing as one verse, right? So when I went in there, I took the first verse and where the love go, 5, 4, 3, I'm like, oh, that's the chorus. Took that from
you
the
found
first.
the chorus.
Yeah.
You found the chorus.
Yeah, because it was crunch time. It wasn't no time to like.
Yeah.
I laid like 2 choruses to it, but I wasn't feeling what I was saying that day, and so I just pulled from what was already there, which is naturally already there from the artist, and like to take the artist's energy and lyrics and repurpose it.
Exactly.
It brings a
Powerful,
connection
man.
to the song.
Powerful, man.
Yeah. Difference between a producer and a beat maker. That's producing things we saying.
Yeah, for real, man. As opposed to sending a beat by email.
Yeah, some people would have just let him just have that track. Imagine he had that track and there was no formula and just one rap going all the way through. That's probably him calling right now.
It's complaining.
No, saying thank you.
Now, bring the G-Det, baby, special delivery. I mean, that's an exciting record, man.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I wanted to challenge him, right? I could have gave him, coming from Uproar, we already got what we wanted from Wayne lyrically to understand that he's back. Now, let's celebrate that celebration of the homecoming, of the re-homecoming of Wayne.
Yeah.
And I just felt like after hearing the records, everybody was trying to be very serious with the work on the album, which is a great body of work. But, to give him something that he can dance to and have fun to, and people can relate and have some fun with him. He was in Miami last night dancing in the arena to the song.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Zone.
And that is Hip Hop Tragedy, his shutdown, man. That's a real... That was a heartbreak, man.
Yeah,
man. And J. Cole got involved in your album as well.
Yeah, naturally. Like I didn't, call him up and say, "Hey, I'm starting this album. Come and be a part of it." It just happened naturally from him coming to my sessions, me going to his sessions at Jungle City in the city in New York, and just him listening to the album and critiquing certain things. Because before I chose this set of work for Poison, I would usually play different tracks for depending on who came in the room.
Oh, is it like that?
Yeah,
okay.
so that's a bad sign, right?
Yeah,
right. So if you got an album, and you picking,
cherry picking, baby,
cherry picking what you're gonna play based on the vibe of who's in the room.
Yeah.
That's not the album for you.
Yeah.
But I noticed I was playing like this one body of work, which is the body of Poison, all the way through. But once I started getting kind of too big for myself and trying to hit all these big wins out the park, it was messing up the sound. And even the song that everybody want from Jay, DMX, and Nas,
the most talked about. Yeah,
right. That was even messing up the album.
Yeah, that would have been like an obstacle to it. You wouldn't have got past that, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I say it took a lot of discipline. We're gonna still give you that.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Just size, like it's just like eating the cherry off the ice cream and never taste the ice cream.
Yeah, you wouldn't get over that.
It would be like
that would be in the way of the rest.
It would kill all. Not saying that song is better than the other songs, but sonically, people would felt nourished off of that one thing, to where they wouldn't have gave the Jim Jones song a chance, the Gig song, the Nas song. Like, it would be an afterthought instead of like saying it's a body of work. And like when I speak to people about the album, they mention numerous tracks. It would just be like, man, that Just Because track is just, oh my God. I didn't want that.
Yeah, you don't want it's a cast an unfair shadow, baby, because that would have been just too overpowering.
Yeah. And I mean, like, most people they want that problem, right? But it's just like, I'm in this to lay a foundation to build a real solid empire, starting now, right? The empire that I built already, that's there. But now the empire on top of the empire is starting now. And that's going to take like discipline. And, sometimes you got to take a third row seat, but know that you're going to own the bus one day, right? So it's all discipline and timing.
So like 11 years ago when you brought out One Man Band, man. You brought that joint out, and then what happened in that period? You just wanted to try other things and do other things, and then what, did you start missing it too much?
I think what happened after One Man Band, man, I started not really getting along with the rules of the industry, right? Because what happens is you get into industry young, it's all fun and games until you start understanding the business and knowing that, all of the bright lights aren't really shining on you as much as you think.
Yeah.
And then so, I just started getting inquisitive about things and doing research on things and like really the outcomes of, certain parameters and certain deals. And then I just got frustrated with it. So instead of being like this disgruntled producer.
Exactly. And there's a lot of those around.
Yeah. And
a lot of artists like that as well, man.
Yeah. I didn't like my natural energy was to like really be on a vibe that wouldn't have got me nowhere. Instead, I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave this alone for a minute, and I'm gonna go and take my creative skills and apply them into different areas, and just reset everything, and then come back to music as an owner, not a slave. Right? When I left, I was a slave of music in the industry, but now I come back as an owner because I have the knowledge of what I want to do, what I don't want to do, what's right, what's wrong. And so now I can do it fun without no pressure on me.
Exactly.
Right, and that's the way that creativity should be done, is like with no pressure. It should be a flow of...
and you've come back at a good time, like with the new technologies, different world right now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my first streaming...
Yeah, exactly.
The song, this is my first streaming run.
Exactly.
So, to have...
Exactly.
to even, it's crazy to have like an album with like 95% is non-streaming artists. To be, those songs individually to be streaming in the millions, it's pretty good entry point back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not mad at all.
Yeah. Because I mean, back in the day, sometimes I got your joints on cassette, sometimes on a CD burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a different world, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to be around since the cassette.
It's cool, fam. It's like
the cassette, the record,
it's something you would not
CD.
understand. If you hadn't experienced that, you would not understand.
Yeah, I remember I used to pop my cassette, and you got to take a thin piece of tape and put it back together.
Yeah, all
the
that
Kid
nonsense.
Capri tape and the Ron G and DJ Doo-Wop and the Bounce Squad. Like those are my idols.
Exactly.
Like, I didn't look up to producers because I didn't know about producers, right? Because producers weren't like how myself, Tim, Dre. Pharrell, Kanye, producers wasn't at that level of being like something to talk about at that point. Especially like with my guy in the background, he's making beats with the cup.
Yeah, exactly. Now, and let's not front about Ron G. Those cassettes were like, whoa.
No, he sent me a link with all of the mixes on them, and I just like play them sometimes. And it's
crazy,
unbelievable.
A vibe.
Those are the people who I wanted to be like.
Yeah.
Red
Aspirational,
Alert,
man.
All of those guys, man. Like, I used to tell people Red Alert was my dad. Kid Capri was my brother.
You're lying.
I was telling a story out my ass.
I mean, what an incredible era, man.
Yeah.
And then when Ruff Ryders took to the floor, man, and was running New York City, maddest time ever. Maddest time ever.
Literally running the
Summer
world.
jams. Oh, like crazy.
It was super good energy.
Yeah. And when X was at his height, mad.
Yeah. At his height then, because, I don't think he's met his height yet. I think that was
for that era when he was...
oh
my
yes.
gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those tunnel bangers. New York was a different place, man. Hip-hop was a different place.
Hip-hop was... London feels like that now to me.
You feel so?
Yeah. Because, I feel the hunger here. I feel like the energy here. I feel the competitiveness. You feel like the melting pot of different things happening, even from fashion, from art, from music. And it's almost like the two places when I think of hip-hop and really if being hungry is like Japan and London, right? As far as like London preserves the culture. Like you go back there, when I was just in London shooting the video with me and Nas off the album, the things that they had me sign, I can't even find. I didn't even know they exist. I remember them from like way back. I'm like, wow, how do y'all still have this? So Japan is like the archives of hip hop.
Yeah, definitely the archives.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's a real cool way, man.
Yeah, but
trust me, like real thirsty fiends, man.
Super crazy.
Yeah.
But the UK is like, it feels like how it was during the tunnel. Although I don't really condone the violence, you know, because a lot of the violence was happening when we was doing it. But then when I look back on it, it was like, yo, it was all for nothing. You know, like a lot of people doing a lot of jail time, a lot of people not on this earth, like for the hype. You know what I'm saying? It was just like all for nothing. And I would, if I could rewind some things, I would just communicate with my brother a little bit more, or communicate with a person that you had an altercation with and be a man about it, instead of just doing the quick thing that's going to make you look like you're the superhero when you're not, right? But most things could be communicated, right? Like a person having a problem with you, it could take probably a paragraph to like not have a problem. But the ego's the killer, right? So that's what would get in the way. When you look at most of the things that's happened, from even when we was popping off, when we was having fun popping off, that's one thing, right? But it was really the ego, right? And it's just like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do to you? And you wanna do it even before it's done, because when you come back into your set, it felt like a badge, it felt like something, but somebody's dad is not here, somebody's son is not here, somebody's brother's not here, and it's deeper than that 5 seconds of like your ego getting in the way, right? And so like I just urge all the creatives out there, like, listen, man, you know, if you got a chance to get out of your situation of that you're not cool with, don't get in this industry and to become a gangster, right? Like we got into the industry to get away from the streets, right? Although you're not going to be able to avoid all street things that happen, sometimes it just is what it is. But you know, if you got a chance to do well for your family, get them up out of a situation that's not really cool, do that honorably, and don't get sucked back into the matrix, because it'll disappear in 2 seconds. And last week you was just like everywhere. This time now you in a 12 by 12, and nobody's writing you those letters. They're not coming to see you. They don't care about your songs. They're gonna say free you on Instagram for like a month, and then you still got 20 years to go, right? So let's just focus up and just stick to the creative and have more patience with our culture. And it took me a long time to have patience, right? Because I just grew up in a different zone. You know, my bloodline is very reactive. You know, Ruff Ryder family, like that's how we came up to. But now I have more patience. I try. The only thing is nobody can't touch me. I don't know how to deal with that yet. But I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
It is mean like we can talk it out as right, but like if somebody physically,
I
don't know how to.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't mean you have to kill them for that.
Facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
You don't. Have,
Facts. You know, like whatever happened to really fighting? Like, let me get 5 minutes, right? See, like, that's the difference though. Like when we was back then, like, different things was happening on a weapon level, but it was more happening with a scrapping level. So that's how you was getting your points. Like it's like, yo, you know, I'm gonna knock you out. It was more of that talk. It wasn't like I'm gonna bang you up. It was more I'm gonna knock you out. And that's when it was fun, because you could see somebody and really have a problem, win or lose, you settled your differences. Right, and then you have that fight with them, and then shake their hand. Win or lose, grown man, gentleman business.
I'm not going to front. I remember one year, backstage at Summer Jams, I witnessed a Ruff Ryders beatdown of somebody who I do not know. And they got a beatdown, family. They got a beatdown. When they finally got to walk, they were doing the crazy walk. like I don't know where my body is. I mean, Ruff Ryders they were not playing out there, baby.
No, my uncles and them.
Hard.
All of those.
Hard.
You know, but the thing that gave my family respect was that we help more people than hurt people.
Oh.
Right? So that's the key, right? You're not going to escape.
The community side of Ruff Ryders is like,
it's very,
man.
It's very deep, the way even things that don't even have nothing to do with us, you know, 2 big teams that come to us that's having a problem, not to me, to my uncles, they'll come to them as a middle ground. Listen, I have a big situation with this guy over here, and this is the big guy over there. And my uncles will sit down with them and make them communicate And then when you communicate, you understand, like, 9 times out of 10, it's a miscommunication.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's a miscommunication. Like, yo, I thought that you said this. I don't even know you to say that. But you're not even going to get to that point because everybody's chest is all out. So everybody's talking, but nobody's listening. You arguing and yelling the same time. He said, listen, I didn't even see your brother over there. I wasn't even there. I was in Jamaica. But they saying that the dude looked like me, but it wasn't even me, and you coming yelling at me, so I'm gonna defend myself. But the bottom line is the guy said it wasn't him. He wasn't even in here, and he can prove it and this and that. So you're like, oh, dag, I thought it was you. He had the same jacket. Like, no, everybody have this jacket. Wow. And then you bring it back in. But imagine the conversation that's not happening and people are just reacting, right? And it's just like...
and that's definitely some grown man shit, you know what I mean? Let's not front about that.
Yeah,
there's definitely some grown.
We got to grow up.
Yeah, man.
And I'm not saying that just because the grades. It took me a long time. Like, if I can, help people and give you like a insight to the future, then we doing something, right? Because you seen what you witnessed. I've witnessed some. And if I'm telling you, like, yo, don't make that left down this street when you get to this light, because I know you don't see the bus coming, but it comes from the air and drop on you. I've seen it happen 50 times. Like, you probably should listen.
Yeah, and for real, man. Because I think a lot of things, like, if you start out on the streets and you become an artist, you're doing that to leave these streets. And if you haven't come from the streets and you're an artist, you don't become an artist to become a gangster, man.
And not necessarily leave the streets, but graduate from the particular level of living that you're uncomfortable with and your family are uncomfortable with. Because, like, a lot of people, when I talk like this, it's like, yo, leave the streets. Like, I have schools in my hood. I have my name. They name my street after me. I'm one of the only people that can go back to my hoods. But it's not because of showing up the hood. It's because, like, yo, when I went to Harvard, it's like from the Bronx to Harvard. Like, I didn't go to Harvard and be nervous to mention where I'm from. Like, the back of my graduation jacket said from the Bronx to Harvard, right? So when I went to Harvard, the whole Bronx went to Harvard, right? And I use that as a tool to motivate all of those youths who I was the same ones. I know exactly where they at mentally at this particular time in their life. And it's hard because everything surrounding you is a trap, right? So it's like, you go this way, it's a trap. You go that way, it's a trap. Like, I just happen to be able to slip out the door, but my whole hood is wiped out. Like, the older people outlive my generation in my hood, which is crazy. They're like completely wiped out.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But,
And that's just leaving a load of kids running around without fathers, so the next generation after that is even crazier.
Yeah, they're reactive. So, yeah, we ended up getting into, like, but that's the poison, right? So in life, you got to face your poisons in order to poison. That's why I named the album Poison, right? You have to deal with it. You have to face it, because all of the things that's going on in the world today, we, like, kind of look this way if it doesn't really directly speak to us, right? Instead of facing it and dealing with it and able to power from it and move on from it or help other people move on from it, we run from it, right? Instead of, like, facing that. Like, yo, if you're a drug addict, right, the first sign of recovery is admitting it. That's like your first sign of recovery is admitting that you're a drug addict. So you have to face your poison in order to poison. So that's the zone we are. Yeah.
Feel you, man. Feel you, man. I mean, I appreciate you sharing that, man.
Yeah.
How important is art to you now, then?
Art is important to me, has it been since day one. Like, art and music been around me since I was born in the South Bronx. Like, it just was, music was playing, art was here. And art and music are brothers and sisters, but businesses break them up, like the art business, the music business. No, they're brothers and sisters. They actually, there's no separation from them, right? Which is the reason why I'm fighting for artist royalties and different payments on works and certain things to better the artists. Because what's the difference between me and D-Face?
Exactly, and
right?
Yeah, and they don't take 50% of your money.
That's what I'm saying.
As a musician, but as an artist, you'd lose 50 from the jump.
Yeah, but it's just like nobody really stepped in because it's a greed factor that happens in all of the creative worlds, and that's why I urge people not even just people, creatives, to get educated so they can free themselves from these particular business chains, because like we have to know our worth. We have to know our craft. We have to know the how you gonna be in art and don't know the art business? How you gonna be in music and don't know music business, fashion business, whatever? Business is attached to all of those things for a reason, but we always ignore the business side and then wonder why we get the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
So
look at you when you were that young, producing all those joints, man.
Yeah.
You weren't thinking about no form of business.
never even know I can make money from it.
Exactly. And money was coming, so you didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
And think about what you actually owned as opposed to just checks coming in.
Yeah, but it's a point in time where that's now no longer an excuse. You know, when you're no longer younger, and you've went through the cycle a couple of times, and we like to use that excuse a lot of times. Well, I was young. I was this. The key word is was. What are you now? Right? What's the excuse now to forward your education? It doesn't have to be Harvard. It doesn't have to be Ivy League. Anything. You can go online and learn everything I learned in Harvard. No disrespect to Harvard, but this is the truth. Right? Like, power yourself to power your life, to power your family, and not use the rules not being in your favor as an excuse not to change them. Right? And so, like, that was my whole thing. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna change everything I don't like in my life, right? I'm gonna change the way people do business with me. I'm gonna change the way I look at the music business. I'm gonna change the way I deal with and help people in the art business, fashion business, and just kind of give the culture a guideline of things that, you know, that they could play in that space. Like, it's like me at McLaren or me at Zenith, me at Bally. If I'm there, you could be there too. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from the lowest of the lowest, right? So if I'm doing it, you could do it better because you actually have a blueprint from me being there that I didn't have being there, right? I didn't have a blueprint of anyone from music and none of these companies that I'm working with. I was the first one from my side of the culture in these billion-dollar companies, changing them, doing mergers, acquisitions, and different things like that. So the youth can pull from certain things that I'm doing, and I'm doing them on purpose so people can pull from them, right? And
in a lot of ways, you know, if you don't empower yourself now in this new world that we live in with technology, it'll just become as exploitative as it was in the old world.
Yeah, because people don't care. Like, you know, just think about it, right? Like, people are catering to an audience that doesn't exist, right? Like, social media audience, it exists, but in real life, it doesn't exist. Think about this. If Instagram shut down tomorrow, Facebook shut down tomorrow, Twitter shut down tomorrow, you're not gonna have no friends? Like, where do you go from there? Those people don't exist, right? They exist in the virtual form of what we're going to and checking and supplying every day. But take that out. You, like, who are your friends? Where does life go now? Like, people are like, what would you do? People are off themselves, like, if they didn't have this community that made them feel like who they weren't or who they wanted to be, right? So it doesn't really exist. Like, if you think about it, it's not the hand-to-hand, it's not like this right here, right? It's like looking through a virtual reality lens, which is on your phone, and interacting with a world that doesn't exist. You're technically talking to a 12-year-old that's in their room not wanting to do their homework, and you're basing what that 12 to 13, 14-year-old is saying to your life. Like, you're listening to a child direct your traffic, like, yo, I got like 100,000 likes on this, and wow, like, I'm popping, but like 90% of those likes came from like a child. Like, if you really think about it, right? It's crazy because it's all like, we use it, we love it, it helps our business, but like, in 1 second it can be taken away. And that's what you have to, like, that's why you have to, like, understand that it doesn't exist, because it's like a temporary fix, right? Like, even like the phones, right? How many phone numbers you remember?
Not one.
See?
Don't even know my own.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, they already worked on us already. They wiped that. They gave our brain to Google. Yeah. Right? We don't remember phone numbers, so take the phone away. Take everything away. Like, who are we when they take the technology away? Yeah. You just
lost.
You're just a skeleton.
Yeah, scared as well.
Yeah. You be like, I don't have my phone. Oh my gosh, Instagram, I can't go and do this. What happened? It's like, no, man, life is bigger than that, right? And when we go on vacations, I know this is a real drug because we go on vacation to change into the New Year's, my family, and we put our phone away. And the first 2 days, it's like coming off a real drug, like itching, like. But the phone is dead. It's in the safe. Nobody, you can't get to it.
In the safe.
In the safe. But what happens on the second day, we're communicating with each other more, playing Monopoly, engaging in conversation.
Doing some family stuff.
Yeah, you start because when you have your phone around, are you really there? You in the virtual world, 90% and the 10% is like, you're talking to me, bam, such and such. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Oh, no, let me say that again. Do that again. But you really here, but you
exactly.
You in the right.
Yeah,
you're
distracted.
Not all the way here, even for your kids.
Yeah.
So you have to put a balance on this drug. They're gonna start the invention is gonna be, and it's gonna be $1 trillion invention, is to how to unplug you. Everybody's gonna want their freedom back, and they're gonna have to pay for it, right? Because we done gave it all away with every phone that we have. We've been gave it away, right? We gave our eye scans away, we gave our fingerprints away, we gave our DNA, we gave everything away already.
Yeah, everyone's on grid.
Yeah,
man.
so the big business is how you get that back, to get off the grid. But don't let me get all scientific here. Start scaring everybody.
Family life is definitely blessed for you, man.
Thank you.
Do you think that's what's changed you from those early Ruff Ryder days that I knew?
Big facts, and that's the thing, man. When kids life begins, one, at the end of your comfort zone, right? But then it also begins when you have children, because then you're not making decisions just based on yourself. Like, I might have wanted to do something mischievous, and then I'm like,
Not when kids are involved.
I can't. I gotta go home to the kid, right? So my children's definitely saved my life, and definitely gave me the energy that people are able to see now, today, to where, we can talk about a current song, current topics, current situations. Because of them. I would have been, if I didn't have a family or kids, mentally I would have been tapped out already, right? Because it's like, what else is there to do? I've done a lot of things since 17, right? And without a family and without my kids, I would have tapped out already and just been on like, yo, I did it already. But my kids and my family, they drive me to go even harder. And like, you know what? I'm gonna build a new car so we can like go to the moon and have fun with them and bring them on this journey with me, right? And so to see them dancing to Uproar was just like
crazy.
An uproar in itself.
Serious?
Yeah.
Was that a big moment for you,
big
man?
Big moment.
Seriously?
Yeah, because I want to be in my kids' top 5.
Yeah.
And that was the starting point. That and putting Young Thug on the album and having Young Thug rap the way he did on 25 Soldiers. Those are two like highlights.
What was the significance for the Thug rapping like that for you then? What brought that to you?
Because I know how talented Thug is.
Yeah, for real.
And I know that he hasn't displayed this side of himself because the opportunity didn't lend itself. And so I'm like, man, I can get like a big record from Thug and it do what it do, catering to what he already does. Or I could put Thug on a DMX beat. And that's what I went with.
Yeah, and crazy.
And putting him on that track, it made you hear Thug in a way, poetically, that you never heard him before, where they wrote an article about his verse in Rolling Stone, right? So that's how powerful lyrics still are today, that craft still matters. And I just didn't want the youth to feel like you have to demote yourself for a wave that's gonna come and go, right? But stamp yourself for a stone in history that's gonna always stay as much as possible, right? While you have the eyes on you, I'm not saying don't have fun, but out of that fun, like at least try to like 10% stamp yourself as like a stone in the industry. But the thing is, like a lot of people that we see on top right now, they haven't caught an L yet, and that's dangerous.
Yes.
That's the dangerous part, right? I caught...
in that era, there was numerous L's to catch, man. In that era...
All eras. All eras.
I can remember taking some pretty strong L's back in the day. I can remember that. I can remember taking some L's.
You have, in order to be an icon for real in music, you have to fail and get up numerous times. 2 minimum, because that means that's like that means that you're really here to do what you're here to do. Right?
And you as a person are coming back different from that.
Yes.
You come back stronger from an album, man.
Yes, I've been counted out 15 times. Counted out. People not answering the calls, coming from the biggest moments, Grammys, everything. Counted out. And that's why I say, like, the people, they don't care. They only care with what you can do for them at that current time of your hotness. Get cold and watch everything else and everybody else get cold too. Right? And so that's why I try to tell the artists, I'm like, listen, man, don't believe what they... Don't stop believing what they say you are. Know who you are, right? Because once you know who you are, you're going to know how to differentiate the real from the fake. Like, people will gas you up the whole ride because they're riding with you. But let that air go out that tire. They're going to call an Uber and get in another car and leave you there and say, man, I have to go do X, Y, and they're going to come up with the best excuse to go on their way, and you can't say nothing about it. So, like, make history as much as possible, you know, and... You know, just make it something like, you know, the thing is that when I came in here, you was playing a song I did in 1998.
Yeah, it's a classic record, man. One of my favorites, to be honest.
But the thing is, how many of the records that you hear that you even want to hear that next summer? Right? Like, even the biggest songs of the summer, like, do you even want to hear that the next summer? And that's the scary part, right? Because it's like a bubblegum factory now. Right, where so much is coming at you and there's no quality control, and it's like something literally for the moment, and that's dangerous for the artists. And I urge artists, like, don't just make music for the moment, but make music like forever. Make something that's going to stick forever. And one might not even know how to do that yet, right? Because everybody's young, so they get a pass. And I didn't learn all this today. I learned this throughout my journeys, but. Always go against the grain, right? And that's been my number one weapon. It's like, go against the grain every time. You know, that usually sticks out.
Because, like, now, like, just that little one-away record can become so big overnight, and, like, suddenly you're in a different place to where you really want to be sometimes.
And you're not prepared for it. I remember I was that same person, you know, when Stop Drop came out.
How crazy was that?
Yeah,
How crazy was that when that came out?
It was crazy, but it took me like a half a year to understand how crazy it really was, right? Because then money started coming in, right? And so I'm like, whoa, this is different. Nobody prepared me for, like, I never knew what a platinum record was, or a platinum song, or a platinum.
And in those days, platinum meant something different.
It means, like, really physically,
like
a million people, not the gas up, like, real for real.
For real, and the check which used to come with that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, something else.
Yeah. Still getting checks from that. But
yeah, for real.
That's how for real it is.
That's how powerful that is. Yeah.
It's just a different. It's crazy to see, like, how 1 million people physically had to go get something you created. Millions, you know. And I'm at 350 million records sold.
Crazy.
680 songs in my catalog.
How crazy is that?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Like, I'm not over it yet.
Yeah, for real.
Like, when I say it, I'm like, I wasn't saying my stats for a long time, but then I've learned to accept my greatness.
Yes.
Right? Like, we work so hard to do what we do. Yeah. And I come in here and say, Tamak, man, you're the best in the world, da-da-da-da. And you be like, man, I'm still working on it. Nah, say thank you. I'm the best in the world, and I work hard at it. Right? Because it takes so long for someone to genuinely give you that compliment, just not to accept it. Right? If it's a fake one, I don't mind not accepting it all day.
For real, man.
But a real genuine one,
like,
accept
that, embrace that.
Yeah,
embrace
man.
that.
Congratulations
man.
from being the best at what you do.
Embrace that.
You know what I'm saying?
Embrace that, fam.
Years.
Embrace that,
You know what I'm
fam.
saying? Embrace your greatness.
Don't be casual about that shit, man.
Just think about it. People don't give people credit. So if people are embracing your greatness and saying that you've changed their life and giving you a genuine compliment, accept it. Accept as much like good energy
Appreciate
as
that
possible.
love, man. Appreciate
yeah, because
that love.
you know we're gonna accept, even though we shouldn't. We're gonna accept something negative. I'm like,
some criticism.
yeah,
like,
it's
like,
gonna stick
man.
with you all day.
You focus on the hate, man.
Don't focus on the hate, man. It doesn't. It breeds more hate. Positive energy breeds more positive energy.
Embrace that, man.
Yeah, I don't have no negative energy
Yeah, man.
around me.
And don't disappoint them if they're coming to you and saying, "You changed my life, and I love what you've done." Don't shortchange them, man, because they've brought into you, man.
They pay your bills. The fans pay your bills.
Yeah, don't be forgotten.
So like when my peers and my friends don't show love to fans, I have a problem with them. Like we get into big fights over this because I'm like, listen, man, this guy had his daughter. You know how hard it is for a guy to bring like his daughter to say what's up to a superstar guy, and you tell him no?
Yeah, he will hate you, baby.
I mean, like I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to do that. You know, I don't care who it is. It could be a homeless person. It could be a guy that looks, you know, rough, tough. Like I don't care. Like, you know, for me, I'm embracing who's embracing me. That's it. You know, I'm not a scared person like that. I'm like, you know, if this person say what's up, I'm gonna get good energy, and that's just it. You know, if a person got bad vibes, I still say what's up, and I know how to play it, right?
You've got to be a people's person in this game, man, because that is what it is, man.
Big time.
Of that first Ruff Ryders era, what are those moments for you during that era, man? Because I was there, like New York was a different place. For Ruff Ryders to dominate New York like that wasn't easy. You know, it's not easy to take that city, man.
Knock down
and then if you took that city, you took the world.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your favorite moments with that? When was this thing like just unbelievably winning?
Soon as Stop Drop came, it was a game changer, and then, you know, I came with Flesh in My Flesh, Blood in My Blood, like the same
album,
year.
Man.
Yeah, the same year.
Understand that album though. It was mad.
I lost it on that album.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know what
real.
happened.
Yeah.
I need to go back and listen to the album. I need to figure out what space I was in.
Yeah.
Because I was just such in a trance of being able to connect with the people's frequency in a way that I never knew existed. This is different from me DJing parties. This is, whoa, every single car that went by was playing something that I created.
That was a long, hot summer,
like,
man. Trust me.
It was
and when a record was hitting on the streets in those days, you could actually hear it.
Streets.
You could actually hear it on the
car.
street. You could hear it on the street.
No, you felt it was a different type of groundswell. And the cool part was nobody knew who I was still. Like, nobody seen my face yet. The first time they seen my face was when, I think later when the album went platinum, Interscope took a congratulation page out in the sauce. And I had like paint on my eyes.
Yeah,
and I was just
I remember that. Yeah,
some weird vibes even back in '99.
Yeah, for real.
And that was the first time people even actually knew who I was. So I would be in spaces and people don't even know who I am. And then when people found out who I was, they thought I was like, it was like, where's the rest of Swizz Beatz? I remember being in place.
Where's the crew, baby?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this one is they're all over on tour. I used to mess with people all the time. They're like, where the rest of Swizz Beatz? I'm like, oh yeah, one is in Europe, one is over here, this one is over there. Like, when are we gonna see you guys together? I don't know, one day. You know,
you were fucking with people, baby.
Beats with a S now and Z, so it's like Swizz Beatz, so it means like more of me. Yeah,
I mean that was a magic moment, man, and that was a game changer in hip hop, man.
Game changer. It doesn't really get the respect it does that it's supposed to. You know, like DMX doesn't get the respect that he's supposed to.
But that was an era like Biggie, Tupac, Jay. The X era was an era just like that.
Yeah.
Of how he resonated, how he
like
just dominated, and what he meant to people.
Yeah.
Like from the prayer at the beginning to the prayers at his shows,
making
to like he just like
gangbangers cry.
Yeah.
Making thugs cry at a show with their girls. Like, whoa. It was no way.
And the energy as well.
The energy was just, I mean, we was floating, man. I'm telling you, like, it was a different vibration. Everything just felt intense. Like, it felt spiritual almost.
Oh, without a doubt, without a
Yeah.
doubt. No, without a doubt, that would be. That's
it was
a really
like
good way to describe it. It was more powerful than the music.
It was
more
very
powerful.
airy too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you was to walk in the hallway during a Ruff Ryder concert, you don't. It just was a different environment, right? You don't know what's the right or wrong turn. But the crazy part, the people that...
What do you mean by wrong? I mean, don't get me wrong, it was thugged. It was thugged beyond belief.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the most thugged out era of hip hop, really. It had come to a pinnacle at that moment.
It was fun, man. It thugged out and everything. I had fun. I wouldn't say the people on the other end of that had fun. But the crazy part is like... the people that was running it was the most genuine, nicest people you would ever meet in the world. Right? Not a yelling, screaming, screw face,
exactly,
bone in their body,
and not hustling and just like straight
like
people, man.
You know, my Uncle Juan, they very genuine guys, very laughing, this and that. I mean, you just couldn't go the wrong route. And that was just something that just nobody could do in music, outside of music. It wasn't just a music thing, and that's why I'm like, we were who we were before we got here, right? So it's not like we came into music and set up some type of street shop and all of a sudden became like this thing. Like we was already 200,000 deep on motorcycles before music.
Exactly.
Right. So that's where the whole
that was the power. That was the movement.
It came from.
Yeah.
And you know, it still exists today. It's just not really heavy in music as it was before, but the chapters around the world still exist. Like we like 600,000 deep.
And then he had the bike accident as well, which did that kind of derail things a bit.
It definitely did.
Yeah, slowed everything down.
Yeah, it definitely did. The bike accident definitely
put everything on hold, kind of thing.
Yeah, because Y was more of the creator. With concepts, he had the big picture idea. And my Uncle D was more with the artists, right? So when the artists couldn't pull from what they was pulling from him, it like slowed everything down because he was really on the artist. Like it was like he was like the dad.
Yeah, and with keeping the crew together, man.
Yeah. He was the glue and everything like that. And when he got put down, it was just too long.
Yeah, too long.
And then everybody kind of like started doing their own thing.
Yeah, and it got a little crazy and unfocused at that stage.
Super crazy and unfocused.
Yeah. And Eve, that was a moment. It's just to balance that for DMX, for the women, man. That was a moment.
I mean, she's one of the realest, even still to this day. Like, you know, Eve is realer than most guys. You know, she just who she is. She's never changed since her battle in the studio when we first discovered her in Yonkers, coming up from Philly. And, you know, she's living out here in the UK town.
Real. Who would have thought?
You know, she might have an accent now. She's been out here so long. You know, happy belated birthday to my sister Eve.
Yeah.
Gotta take her out to dinner now, and she said that.
Was Harvard fun?
Yeah, it was.
Enjoyable?
It was. You know why it was fun? Because it was nobody knew who I was.
Serious?
Yeah.
He was like super low key like that?
Yeah, I mean the first half.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the first half of it, nobody knew who I was. My wife came to the school and it was over for me.
Oh my God, she messed you up.
Yeah, she messed.
She destroyed you. Did you like it before or after that moment?
It was cool because I already scoped out the whole scene.
Yeah, so you understood
when nobody knew who I was.
Yeah,
right.
Perfect.
So.
So were you just like that mature student handling his own business and keeping them?
Yeah, so I was in a class called OPM, Owners President Management. So
right.
I'm in class with like, let's say like the owners of this network right here. It was all owners and presidents.
Exactly.
So I was the youngest in the class, and each of these companies were.
So it would be a really tailored course to your needs.
Yeah. Super tailored course. I was a majority shareholders besides the owner at Monster Technology at the time, which is how I got into the class.
Wow!
Like
you need that qualification.
Yeah. You have to be you have to be your business a couple of $100 million for this particular class, and I got turned down 3 times. You know, because people see Harvard and myself, and people they had a little attitude that I went back to school.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, why do you have an attitude that I'm going back to school? Like, I'm from the Bronx. I need all the education I can get.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they was like, you successful already. Why are you going back to school? Because, like, you know, in life we're always students, and if you're not going back to sharpen your pencil, I might have learned something like 5 years ago. That thing I learned 5 years ago is different today than it was 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Right? And so basically saying I couldn't buy my way into the school. I had to get picked, because what they do is they put you in these groups and you have to play a role in the group. Right? So you have the accountant, you have the creative person, which I was, and you have you have the strategist. Right, so we would break down our study groups. So each of our study groups were equipped with certain skill sets. Right, so they couldn't have just all accountants in a study group. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Right, so everybody had to specialize in a different task. And the second I was about to give up, they called me back and say, you was accepted.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was like, whoa, I was just trying my hand. Right, and so it's like, it shows you like to never give up.
And what did you learn there, man?
I learned strategy. I learned structure. I took this elective called Launching New Ventures, which was a 1-week course, which actually really brought everything together, because it taught me how to take a concept from my head and make it reality, right? So like No Commissions, my art fair, I built that in Harvard. You know, two technology companies that people are about to hear, I built that in school as well. And the reason I was able to build it was because I had the tools on how to actually structure those different ventures, and, you know, what's the right type of capital. You want a VC, private equity, what's the difference between the money, because like most people just take any money.
Yo, day one is important, get that right, man.
Yeah. It's super, you have to, most people dilute their company before they can even celebrate it.
Yeah.
Right, because they're chasing the money, right? So a VC might not be in your favor for a particular deal, but you might want to go with a private equity because they go long term. VC's going to throw everything against the wall and see what sticks. And if you don't stick, then forget your business, forget everything. It's just knowing what type of money that you want. Like with me, what I did with my thing, I didn't take no rounds. I didn't go for a round one. And those who's watching and listening, that's a funding round when you're trying to raise capital to run your company. I just decided not to go for any rounds because I didn't have an evaluation on my company because I hadn't made money yet, right? So with smart businessmen will look at a company that doesn't have a proper evaluation and like offer like some money, right? It's like, oh, I'll give you 50 million. And like, you're like, wow, like this is a new company, like 50 million. Like I'm gonna take that 50 million. But that 50 million is representing like 50% of your business. But remember, you don't have an evaluation, right? So I might think 50 million represent 5% of my business. How am I going to get into a fight with you about evaluation and I don't have no evaluation, right? So you should never, you can do what you want, but for myself, I'm like, never sell pieces of your company if you don't have an actual evaluation. Like believe in your company and give that company actual time to grow.
So what are these two new companies you've got coming?
So one is a technology company for the arts.
Oh wow!
You know, where it's going to power artists to power themselves, which is the reason why I did the Dean Collection 20 and gave out all those grants and have artists being sustainable in their particular countries and cities by themselves, right? Because I could easily put you on no commissions and bring the buyers for them and buy your work, but what is that? Okay, you sold some work, you're in a great collection, but you're still subject to be taking 50% of from a gallery or from someone taking advantage of you because I still didn't teach you the right way to set up, engage, and learn how to do business, right? So this platform is going to show artists how to do multiple things in the business realm to gain their power. So even if I'm not against galleries, right? But I feel that an artist representing themselves should be a choice as well, right? Not just, oh, I'm going to go with the gallery because that's what everybody's doing. But you know what? I'm going to a gallery because it actually benefits me because A, B, and C. Not like really know why it's benefiting you, but I'm going to go to the gallery for this year, and next year I'm going to go by myself because I know what I'm doing here. You know, just kind of getting us out of the revolving door of just accepting old things that...
the old way of business.
Just switch it up.
And what's the other company?
It's an education company.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's called ThinkShip.
Okay.
Right, and I just want to just because I learned so much in school, and I think what's missing in the educational system is curation, right? You know, I think especially back in the States, the educational system is outdated, it's old, and the youth are not really paying attention to that. The youth want education that they can use today. Like when I taught at NYU at Clive Davis's class for a whole semester.
Oh, yeah, really? So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Yeah, I bet. That's not a casual thing.
It was a lot
if
of
you
work.
take it seriously, man, it's not a casual thing, man.
It was big work. It was big work, but it was the biggest class that they've had.
And it helped you learn as well, man.
Yeah.
It made you really understand. Yeah.
It made me understand that most of those creatives didn't have no business plans, and they was willing to give away all of this hard work. It's like, okay, you're gonna put your album out. Like, now, what's the next step? I'm gonna go to a coffee house and let the coffee house give my CDs out with coffee and hope that somebody like me. I'm like, well, why the hell would you do that? Yeah. Right? And it's like you building up all of this, spending all this money on school just to not have a plan and give away your creation. No, man. Like, you know your worth. And so
don't be a victim, man.
Yeah, this particular school program that I'm gonna launch is gonna educate people in the things that they're interested in a fast way, where it's like where your attention span can actually keep up. Right? Because a lot of the stuff is they make you go around the block like 5 times when you could have just went to the side door. It's right there. But they have to justify the billings and all these different things, so they bring you around the block when, you know, we're really intelligent as people, right? And so 1 + 1 = 2. You put it in front of us, and it makes common sense, which most people don't have, you know, right? But put something in front of any one of these youths that have common sense. They're going to be able to figure it out. Like, we're figuring it out from no resources, but put the actual stimulating resources in front of them, they're going to see themselves excel. And once you start excelling, it's going to become an enjoyable feeling, because you're going to be able to take that acceleration and apply it to things you want to do. Not talking about Christopher Columbus.
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
this stuff. Like, what are we talking about?
Makes no sense. Yeah, for real, man.
Yeah,
for real. Your DJ game still strong?
Yeah, man.
Still on the set?
Yeah, of course.
Still ripping it down?
Some.
Oh, my days.
It's actually one of my favorite things to do.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's just, I love it. Yeah.
So is it now for your party on Monday, you're going to be on the set ripping it down?
I got a whole different plan for Monday. Yeah, Monday's an experience. I'm in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to watch this. Got a little surprise.
Serious?
A couple of surprises, actually. Yeah.
Yo, if you need a warm-up dude, I mean a man, playing warm-up.
Man, you already warmed up.
Seriously?
You already warmed up.
Oh, my days. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
Always a thrill to see you on the set, fam.
Yeah, it's
Seeing
fun,
you rip it down at Hot 97, seeing you rip it down everywhere, baby.
It's fun.
Enjoy it, man.
Thank you. Word.
Great to catch up with you, man.
Yes.
I remember so many times, but I remember like being up at Hot 97, like, I think you were playing a cassette, or it might have been a CD, and I remember just like everyone was just listening to the beat, man. It was just like, I remember that Ruff Ryders era was the most magical era. It should be recognised like a Tupac era and a Biggie era. It should be recognised.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen. The thing is,
for me, it is.
The problem is like, my people are so humble that most people is scream out and get the respect, but my people are like, those who know, right? But
those who were there can understand.
Yeah, but you know, there's going to be some document on it. There's going to be some movie. There's going to be all of those things, because they're now opening up to these different things, right? The reason why it couldn't be no movie and documentary was because a lot of things can be talked about.
Yeah, maybe statute in 30 years' time, statute limitations.
You know, it's like, make a movie to tell on ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the self-informed, baby.
This type of movie is this?
Man, it was the maddest era though, and it was like the most turned up, like craziest era, man. And like,
it was a good vibe.
And like those, like you defined those tunnel bangers, which defined hip hop at that era, man.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Very, very
It's cool because I see people going back to it and pulling.
Yo, I haven't stopped playing those records, man.
Yeah,
I haven't stopped playing.
It's
And they're
crazy.
like, yo, still play them to this day.
Yeah, I was listening to a couple of my records like I didn't produce them. I was like, wow.
Wow.
Like even when I came and you was playing Band from TV,
Oh, yeah.
I just went into the zone.
Yeah,
and
well,
I'm
what
like,
did
man,
that, yeah, exactly.
he's playing Band from TV, but
Yeah.
that was just the intro to the song. That wasn't even the beat for the song. Like imagine the intro was the trumpet.
Oh, epic. Like,
But that was just the intro. These guys didn't even let me drop the beat. They didn't even get past the intro. I remember Noriega saying, no. Like, this, everybody just want to write to this part right here. I was like, but that's not the beat. That's like the intro. And he's like, no. And then everybody did their verses. And by the time I dropped the beat didn't go with the intro. So nobody wanted to do their verses over. So that's why I had to put the drums to the damn intro.
Exactly.
Right,
So
so-
that's just the intro.
It's just the intro.
And like, yo, hearing Pun on that record.
He wrote that laying on the couch. I mean, he gangstered his way on that track, by the way. He told Noriega, yeah, let me get on that. Laid it and dared him to take it off. Yeah, hip hop.
Yeah, real hip hop, man.
Hip hop. Zone.
Yo, some magic moments, man. Like, yo, man. Like, I could talk about a million records. I could talk about a million records right now. Yeah, man.
I mean, you know, but we just started. It's just
So
started.
round 2 now.
Round 2 for real.
Yeah.
Really feel like round 1, like the official round. But I take round 2.
Yeah. Let's not start
I
again.
take round 2.
Let's not deny anything, baby.
I'm not.
Let's
I'm
not
not.
deny anything.
I'm grateful.
Let's just embrace,
I'm
man.
grateful. I promise.
Well, looking forward to Monday, family.
Yes.
And great to see you again, man.
Yes, you too, King.
It's been a minute, man.
Yes.
It's been a minute, man. Last time I see you up at the Reebok showroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time we got the hand. But this is real cool to
Running
have you
around.
up here, man.
Now I'm on the basketball court. Now we getting the trophies. We're gonna come
Yeah,
in.
you feel definitely in a different place right
Yeah,
now.
I am. I got the 1 ring. I guess that's from the right ring. I get 10 rings. I'm coming for 10 rings this season. Watch. They're gonna, man. It's, you know, the hardest part is not putting everything out immediately. The hardest is the discipline. It's like, yo, you have
Seriously.
to paste it, but still keep it flowing and curate it. That's the discipline. But the me.
Oh, you'd have it
I'm
all
like-
out today, man. Yeah, you threw it all out there.
I throw
You
it
said,
out.
Nah. I think that's some grown man shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, like, play your cards, man.
Play your cards.
Yeah.
Have
So it's a long time coming, so let's play them right, man.
Yeah, and have purpose.
Yeah, have purpose.
Have purpose.
Yeah.
Like, don't just waste your time. Like, what was your purpose? What did you do? How did you, like, what made it purposeful when you did it? Right? And so I'm on that page now. Everything I do
Exactly.
has to have a purpose.
And that's a luxury to have that, to be
Yeah.
on that page. It's a luxury,
Yeah.
man. So enjoy that.
Zone.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in the zone. I keep telling them.
My G.
Yes,
Always
yes.
a pleasure, man. The
Yes,
realness,
King.
man. Thank you,
Yes,
family.
yes.
Thank you. Tim Westwood TV.
Zone, huh?